Okay. Okay. We're live in Israel. Okay, guys, you can see we are what they call one of the 5 cities of what it's called. It's one of the 5 cities of Gideon. So we're gonna go off into that, but they call this whole town Jericho. And what's happening is that we went down. We showed you where they say we crossed. And flip around, Ola. Everybody show the area that, if you guys can see it here, the mountains or that green area down there, where they said that the children of Israel crossed. And from here, they saw them, and they supposed to came over and took this city. You follow me? So you can see here, if we show you on the map here, where we at. And point to where right there where we at. You see right there, they call it Jericho. You follow me? And you can see way above the sea it is. And then you guys saw this is the River Jordan. Because all of these rivers that's in this Rift Valley is considered to be a Jordan River. But the key thing is that when you talk about the Jordan that we're talking about, which is all way down here, this is where John was sacrificing. And you can see that it was in the wilderness. Now we're all the way up here in the area where we call Amorite Jerusalem. You see, and here we're going to show you the path that we took. And get a little close over here, brother. Make sure they get you in. What happened was we drove all the way from Jericho. Well, let's use this for the map because it's real clear. We drove all the way up. It's called Jericho. And you guys seen, bear me with me. And then we came to where we call Ai, which they call what? En-Gedi. And then we came all the way over here. You see what I'm saying? Which is called what? Bethel, which they call what? Qumran. And then we made that turn and went up. It was on our way up to Amorite Jerusalem, where we actually turned over here to what?
Jericho.
You understand what I'm saying? Or what they call what? What the scripture is what?
Gibeon.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So this is where we at. And this map here is almost laid out according to exactly what we saw. You see what I'm saying? And see, so now we're gonna get an understanding of how our forefathers handled this and how they got here. Okay, but you read that scripture there.
The book of Joshua, chapter 10, and reading from verse 1. Now it came to pass, when Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it.
Okay, now stop now. King of Jerusalem. So the king of Jerusalem is right here. So this is not Jebusite Jerusalem. This is what?
Amorite Jerusalem.
Amorite Jerusalem. So he's right here above, and he heard how the king of how Joshua had took what?
Had heard how Joshua had taken Ai.
So this is Ai here. So he heard how Joshua had taken Ai. Keep reading.
And had utterly destroyed it.
Keep going.
As he had done to Jericho.
As he had done to Jericho. That's 1 and that's 2. You see what I'm saying? So now now continue reading.
And her king, so he had done to Ai and her king, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon.
Now here we go. So where we at right now? We're at this place right now. Continue reading.
Inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them, that they feared greatly, because Gibeon was a great city, as one of the royal cities.
So this place here is humongous. It's got 5 of these little areas, little blotches area. I'm bringing you here because of this specific landmark. This is why you are here. So they have other ruins, other spots. All this area is called Jericho. But the interesting thing is 5 sections here of ruins, which is also 5 cities of what? Gibeon. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to line all that up. But we're here because of this specific landmark. But let's keep reading, brother.
The inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them, that they feared greatly, because of Gibeon was a great city and one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than Ai, and all the men thereof were mighty.
So it was greater than Ai. You see, so we passed by Ai, you follow me, and that was pretty big. This place here is humongous. Keep going.
Wherefore Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent unto Hoham, king of Hebron, and unto Piram, king of Jarmuth.
Now let's stop there. So he has sent now unto the king of Jerusalem. Then he sent down to king of Hebron. You see, so he came to king of Hebron, king of Jerusalem, Amorite Jerusalem. king of Hebron. Keep reading, brother.
and unto Piram, king of Jarmuth,
You see right here. Keep going.
and unto Japhia,
Keep going.
king of Lachish,
There goes Lachish right here.
and unto Deber, the king of Eglon,
Okay, right here.
saying, Come up unto me and help me, that we may smite Gibeon, for it have made peace with Joshua and with the children of Israel.
So he's here, and so he told everybody to come up to him. You follow me? Because they were all right here. You have Hebron here. You follow me? And you have the Kish right here. So keep these people here. They had to come up to him, and then in order they can come over the mountain to attack Gibeon. You see how it all lines up? Keep reading.
Verse 5, Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites,
The 5 kings of the what?
of the Amorites,
So that's king of Jerusalem, king of Hebron, king of Lachish. You follow? And we're going to be doing a special tour on the 5 kings of the Amorites, where we're going to take you to all 5 of these cities, pinpoint their location. You follow me? And letting you understand clearly that these are Amorite Jerusalem kings, not the Jebusite Jerusalem that David conquered. We're going to make it all clear. But it's all right here in front of your face if you have eyes to see and ears to hear. Continue reading, brother.
Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, the king of Eglon,
Now he's going to say something very significant now. Listen to it very closely. Keep reading, brother.
gathered themselves together and went up, they and all their host, and encamped before Gibeon, and made war against it. And the men of Gibeon sent unto Joshua to camp to Gilgal, saying, Slack not thy hand from thy servants, come up to us quickly, and save us, and help us, for all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountain.
That dwell where?
that dwell
Okay,
in the
guys. So
mountain.
so right now, you're looking at the what?
Mountains.
The mountains that they dwelt in. This is the mountains right here that they dwelt in, that they came back out of. Elders flip that around, and that's these mountains right here of Jerusalem today. Amorite Jerusalem, not Jebusite Jerusalem, based upon where we are. But we gotta get a little bit deep. Let's get back in the shade. Okay, come on, guys. Let's finish that scripture, brother.
that dwell in the mountains
So that's the mountains right there. Keep going.
are gathered together against us. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him.
So what happened here is that Joshua here, you see, came from Gilgal. You follow me? And he didn't take the route we took. He cut across. You see? And got here. You understand? Because we took this route. He cut across the mountains and got here quite quicker. Keep going.
With him and all the mighty men of valor. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear them not, for I have delivered them into thine hand. There shall not a man of them stand before thee. Joshua therefore came unto them suddenly, and went up from Gilgal all night. And the Lord discomfited them before Israel, and slew them with great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goeth up to Beth Horon, and smote them to Azekah.
So we're going to show you. So what happened here? So these guys ran up. These guys ran up to Beth Horon. I can't see it from here, but that's okay. I can't see it. But I showed you guys on the way out. Keep going.
Beth Horon, and smote them to Azekah, and unto Makkedah. And it came to pass, as they fled from before Israel, and were in the going down to Beth Horon, that the Lord cast down great stones from heaven upon them, unto Azekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand now still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies.
You see, so in the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, the sun and the moon, until we avenged ourselves. And look at this here. This is absolute proof of the time that all of this happened. Linus, you read that. Joshua what?
Joshua stopped the sun.
This is in the times of what?
Times of Israel. Joshua stopped the sun 3,224 years ago today, scientists say.
Keep reading.
Researchers claim epic biblical story is earliest account of
Annular eclipse.
annular eclipse that occurred on October 30th, 1207 BCE. Also helps pinpoint reigns
Pharaoh
Ramesses
and Mentor.
and Mentor.
You see, so here, this is absolute proof of when our forefathers and our family entered the land in the year 1207 BC. But at the same time, in this same year, we have another proof of when the sea dried up and when we crossed over. So these are two absolute scientific evidence of the time frame of our people coming to the land, taking possession of the land, and crossing over the salt sea in the land.
Hard.
You see. But where we're standing at now, though, here is absolute physical evidence of the seal of the royal house of Israel, which everybody know. What everybody know is the moon, the sun, and this star that all the brothers like to wear around their neck. Called the Star of David, but it's actually the Star of Baal. And we're gonna go off into Baal mean marriage, and why Israel, and especially the house of Ephraim, use this specific symbol. We're gonna be going off into that, and we're gonna be sharing all the information on this symbol and what's been happening with this symbol and the connection with this symbol. But this is absolute proof that this area is not the land of Judah. It's the land of what? Ephraim. You follow? So this is absolute proof of that. And so when we got time, we got an idea of the time our people came into the land. We got an idea of the place in which they attacked. And we got proof, absolute proof, of the children of Israel crossing not this plain in this stream, but the salt sea according to the scriptures, the ancient Hebrew scriptures. And we were, guys,
Live in
Israel. Walla walla.